On this episode of the Layover Live, Grant stops by to talk TikTok. Tick, tick, tock, 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 tick.
It's TikTok.
Tick, tick, tock, tock, tock.
It's TikTok.
Grant, what was that?
It's TikTok.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 97 of the Layover Live, where we bring you the top article from the Layover each week. I'm Jason Swick, VP of Digital Marketing, joined again by Grant Stoltz, Strategic Analyst. So, Grant, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I know we're talking about TikTok and some of the videos, which doesn't work for me necessarily, right?
Maybe not.
But it's going to work for some. We're going to find that out. And I think one thing that's important to talk about, because there's a lot of buzz around TikTok right now, hear a lot of people talking about it. And one thing as marketers, if we're thinking about really providing value and really providing a good place to be spending our budgets, we got to think about the new and exciting things that are coming out and where people's attention is at. Today, that attention is really starting to move, especially with younger folks, over to TikTok. So our article of the week this week comes from Social Media Examiner, where it talks about how to use TikTok. I think it's a new platform. For some people, it may make a lot of sense. For some people, it may not make sense. Depends on what your objectives are and who your target audience is. But before we even get into that, Grant, let's talk about even what TikTok is, right? Because it used to be Musical.ly, I think, at one time.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. So you're entirely right. So TikTok used to be the app known as Musical.ly,
Okay.
which again never reached the same amount of press and
Right.
attention that now TikTok has. So the rebrand evidently worked. However, the core of it really is the same. So TikTok is a video sharing application, a social media application where users can create short little 15-second videos, overlay pictures, titles, music, sing along to music, really kind of a creative outlet for these short little videos, very similar to Vine. And recently, like you mentioned, it's been under a huge amount of attention from sort of the younger demographic,
For sure.
more specifically the 13 to 24-year-old demographic. So it's been a really, really interesting place to kind of watch this community, what's being posted on there evolve as well. And what we're talking about today especially is the advertising platform, which is very, very new, especially to the TikTok world.
It is. You know, my son and daughter are using it all the time already. I mean, with 500 million active users worldwide, it's something worth looking into for sure. It's already surpassed Twitter and Snapchat in that vein. So let's talk about who should be advertising on TikTok. I mean, who should be looking at this type of thing?
That's a great question. So like we mentioned, that the age demographics for TikTok definitely skew younger. So if your target demographic is older, 55 plus, TikTok's probably not the best place for you to advertise. But if your demographic is that younger audience, again, kind of that 13 to 24 is most of the user base of TikTok, and again, skewing a little bit, again, to the older, 24, 36 demographic in that regards. So if your target demographic somewhere in there, TikTok might be a place to explore. Now, I think also is the caveat that you have to have a product that would make sense for that as well.
Yeah.
We're not necessarily looking at B2B sales on TikTok quite yet, but if you have a consumer application, brand, product, anything along those lines, there's some targeting options within TikTok's self-serve interface in order for you to actually place these ads on the platform.
Yeah, it's interesting. I kind of see a play for it, at least as it relates to the travel world. If you've got a special location or something of that, maybe it's an attraction or you have an upcoming event that really caters to that audience, and you're trying to influence travel to that destination. Maybe it's a festival that's coming up, or maybe it's a new resort or family-friendly resort that's out there, and you want to make a cool video about that to promote that destination, to really get the kids going, tugging on mom and dad's pants about, hey, I want to go with your mom this summer. Let's check this out. TikTok might be a good spot for that. So then let's talk about if there's DMOs out there finding creative ways to advertise on this platform, what should they be aware of, right?
Yeah.
Because there's always some things we have to be mindful of, especially with newer platforms. So what are some things to be aware of?
Yeah, definitely. So they have some interesting ad types. One of them is probably the most engaging and the most impactful. It's called a brand takeover ad, and that's actually an ad as soon as the user opens up the application and starts browsing videos.
Yeah.
That's the first thing they see. Essentially what would be a user-generated TikTok is now yours for the placement. So whatever you choose to use in that 15-second range for the advertisement, with also links off to a website potentially as well, you can use that opportunity to be right in front of your target audience. Now they also have some other ad options as well, sort of the interstitial or middle of browsing ads, kind of an in-feed ad as you'd see almost like in Instagram or Facebook.
Right.
So there's an option there too to kind of, again, show an advertisement with a link off to your website in that moment as well. Of course, also they have some small banner pop-up ads that are showing over top of TikToks while you're browsing them. So they have a multitude of ad formats depending on, again, what your creative budget is. Also, they have a fairly low minimum spend of just $500. So you can actually start looking at this platform and start practicing out some new media types on there for not too much of a big investment as well. So
yeah, and it's got a ways also, even if you're looking for app promotion, got some app installs if you have an app that's catered more to that younger crowd, which some destinations do, conversion focused events, things of that nature. Again, it's not going to be for everybody, but the fact that it has so many users on it in such a short period of time, it's definitely worth keeping in the back of your mind, or at least trying to prepare a strategy for that moving forward. So Grant, thanks for sharing that.
Of course.
Thanks for tuning in each and every week. We really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so now. It's the best way to stay on top of our content. We're also available each and every week on Spotify as well as iTunes as a podcast. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week, and have a great day.